Welcome everyone to our JUKAI Undertaking the Precepts ceremony at Treeleaf Sangha 2021. In a moment, I will explain a little bit more about today and welcome everyone. But right now, we are going to offer incense and then have 3 bows and the Heart Sutra and a dedication, and then we will sit a few minutes of Zazen. Let us offer incense.
The heart of the perfection of great wisdom. Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, awakened one of compassion in Prajna Paramita, the deep practice of perfect wisdom. Perceive the emptiness of all 5 conditions and was free of suffering. O Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness. Emptiness no other than form. Form is precisely emptiness. Emptiness precisely form. Sensations, perceptions, formations, and consciousness are also like this. O Shariputra, all things are expressions of emptiness, not born Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reciting the heart of the perfection of Great Wisdom Sutra, and in our undertaking and upholding of the precepts, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha, honored one, the historical Buddha and teacher, and to those ancestral teachers, Eihei Dogen, honored one, Soji Keizan, honored one, all successive honored ones up until Zuigaku Renpo, honored one, and Gudo Wafu, honored one, and to all other honored ones throughout history, same yet diverse honored ones, whose names have been forgotten or left unsaid. We also dedicate these efforts to the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, to all awakened ones and teachers in all places and times. We especially seek tranquility and well-being for all creatures now suffering or ill in health. May they be serene through all their ills. May their lives be at peace and wisdom pervade the darkness of ignorance. We dedicate our hopes and aspirations to all victims of war and violence and natural events, to the injured and to all families touched by these tragedies, to the healing of hatred in all countries and among all peoples, to the wisdom and compassion of our world leaders, to the peace of the world and harmony of all beings. Thus let the harmful effects of words, thoughts, and actions be dispelled, and compassion bloom in perpetual spring. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time. All Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Prajna, Paramita.
We will now have a few minutes of Zazen. Would our JUKAIs, either you can remain standing, or if you have someplace to sit, you can sit for a few minutes. Just be comfortable. We'll be started in a moment. I need a second to set myself up here. Oh, good. I'll ring the bell and we'll sit for a few minutes. All right, would our JUKAIs please return to stand in front of me? I'm going to ask something, a little bit of an experiment this year. I'd like everyone to turn on your microphones. Now, if this doesn't work, I didn't check it with Sekishi first, but if this doesn't work when we're all reciting together, then I'm going to ask you to turn them off again, except for one person. This could be a disaster of sound. And if you can't hear me for any reason, please speak up and say, Jindo, we can't hear you. All right, this is another Treeleaf experiment for us all to have our microphones on. So far, can everyone hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
All right. Well, I would like to say welcome. Welcome all of you. It's been a long road for you to be here. I'm not speaking just of the sewing, although that was a voyage of its own. I'm not speaking of our precept study. I mean that all of you in your heart reflecting every day on what this ceremony means, day after day, week after week, for the last several months, is what brought you here. And as I've said many times, this ceremony is a celebration of trying to live gently and without excess desire and without divisive thinking and without anger at others and jealousy, something the world needs desperately right now. Wherever we look, it seems that we see the opposite of that. And we want to be living examples as best we can in our own families, in our towns, in our country, and in the whole world of what it is to live gently and in peace. That is what this celebrates today. It also celebrates our commitment to continue living and studying the Buddha way. And it represents our commitment as a community to be here together, for we are. This is a Sangha. It is not one individual, not me, not you. It is us. We are together here today. Can everyone so far still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. All right. Now I would ask you, please, to make 3 bows in the direction of the Buddha that you have in your own room. Everyone, take it gently, especially with us older folks. If you need to, a standing bow is fine, but if you would like to prostrate, that is fine too. 3 bows toward the Buddha in your room. And now I would like to ask you to bow in the direction where your parents are. If they are no longer in this world, we're in your heart, the direction of your home where they would be found. Even if you're, sometimes I tell folks, even if your childhood was a little difficult, they brought you into this world and are a vehicle for you to be here today. Let us bow to our parents. Get quite the workout in the JUKAI, don't you? Huh? Calories. All right. Now, if you haven't done so, you may light incense in your room now. Kirk asked me if you don't want to light incense, you may light incense in your heart. Going to light this. This is the powdered incense and my new lighter. Let's test it. Now I will ask you to bow in my direction, not to me as one person, but just to the, shall we say, the office I represent. I sit here like a judge representing the court. I represent the lineage. So if you would, I will return the bow to you. If you would bow in the direction of where I sit, it represents the lineage, the ancestors, and the Buddha. Let's bow 3 times. I now officially declare our JUKAI Undertaking the Precepts ceremony to commence. Recipients, please repeat after me the following words. Life and death are of supreme importance,
Life
Life and death are of supreme importance,
and time swiftly passes by.
and time
swiftly
passes
passes
by.
Thus, I wish to receive the great precepts of Gautama Buddha.
Thus,
I wish to receive
the great
great
precepts of
precepts of
Gautama
Gautama Buddha.
Please permit me to receive the precepts.
Please permit me
to
to
receive
receive the precepts.
I am very glad you are asking to receive the precepts. Would you please again bow 3 times in this direction, and I will return the bow to you. Now please listen closely to my words. The great precepts of Gautama Buddha were kept by all Buddhas. They were transmitted from Buddha to Buddha, and they were received by ancestor after ancestor. The receiving of the precepts transcends 3 kinds of time: past, present, and future. And the experience of truth will continue forever. Our great teacher Gautama Buddha transmitted the precepts to Master Mahakashyapa. Master Mahakashyapa transmitted the precepts to Master Ananda. And it is said the transmission of the precepts has continued in this way, passing from orthodox successor to orthodox successor in one line. And so, after many ages, has come to me. Now I am bestowing the precepts upon you to return the profound benevolence of our great teacher Gautama Buddha, and to make you the standard for human beings and all life. We trust this to be the true reception of Gautama Buddha's wisdom and life. Respectfully following the approval of Gautama Buddha, we would like to devote ourselves to the precepts and atone. Listen to my words and wholeheartedly say the same words after each line. Koku, they can still hear me okay? Give me a thumb if so. All right. Please repeat after me. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old.
On account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance.
On account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance.
Born of my body, mouth, and mind.
Born
On
my
my
body,
body, mouth, and mind.
Now I atone for them all.
Now I atone for them all.
Now we have cleansed ourselves of the products of body, speech, and mind. With the approval of Gautama Buddha, all Buddhas, and ancestors, we have gained great purity through our atonement. And so now, the 3 devotions. So now receive the precepts precisely. First, we undertake the 3 devotions. Joining your hands in Gasho, please repeat after me. Respectful devotion to Buddha. Respectful devotion to Dharma. Respectful devotion to Sangha.
Respectful
devotion
devotion to Buddha.
Respectful devotion to Sangha. Respectful devotion to Sangha.
Devotion to Buddha, the guiding one. Please go ahead.
Devotion
Buddha.
Buddha, the guiding one.
Devotion to Dharma.
Devotion to Dharma, the reality and teaching.
Devotion
To Dharma, the
to
reality and
teaching.
Devotion to Sangha, the embracing community.
Devotion
devotion to
to
Sangha, embracing community.
Sincere devotion to Buddha. Sincere devotion to Dharma. Sincere devotion to Sangha.
Sincere devotion to Buddha. Sincere devotion to Dharma. Sincere devotion to Sangha.
Please bow 3 times. You know, one of the things I love about the process of JUKAI each year is I get to know all of you just by watching you over the weeks. And I can say sincerely in my heart, what good people are here. This path is for the gentle people. This path is for the people who wish to engage in peace and nonviolence. I think that describes in my heart every one of you that I've come to know. So let us move on. The giving of the precepts of 3 devotions is like this. From now on, Gautama Buddha and all Buddhas are your great teachers. Never devote yourself to false teaching, harmful teachings, or the like. These precepts were returned by Buddhas of the past. They were transmitted by the ancestors. Now I give them to you. I'm pointing at you. You should retain them sincerely. All right. Now the 3 pure and universal precepts. After each one, if you agree, say, yes, I will. With a lot of force, guys. Really, put some humph into it, okay? Of course, if you don't want to keep these precepts, there's the door. Not keeping any of you here. This is purely voluntary. All right, here we go. The 3 pure and universal precepts. Number 1, to seek what you can in this body and life to avoid doing harm. This precept was retained by Buddhas of the past. It was transmitted by ancestor to ancestor. Now I bestow this upon you. Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I will.
Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
Yes, I will.
Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
I
I
will.
will.
Oh, I don't know. A little more guff next time, guys. All right. Number 2, to seek as you can in this body and life to live in a healthful and helping way. doing good. This precept was retained by Buddhas of the past. It was transmitted by ancestor to ancestor. Now I bestow this upon you. Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes, I
I
will.
will.
Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
I
I
will.
will.
Number 3, to seek as you can in this body and life to live for the benefit of all sentient beings. This precept was retained by Buddhas of the past. It was transmitted by ancestor to ancestor. Now I bestow this upon you. Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
Yes,
I
I will.
Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes, I
Yes,
will.
I will.
Will you seek to keep this precept from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
Yes,
I will.
I will.
You should do your best to keep these precepts. Please show a bow 3 times. And now, the 10 fundamental precepts. I shall read them slowly. Please hear them with all sincerity. Number 1, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from the killing of life. Number 2, to seek as you can in this body and life to live in generosity and refrain from taking that which is not given. 3, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from misusing sexuality and all desire. 4, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from false and malicious speech. 5, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from intoxication in its many forms. 6, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from unconstructively criticizing the errors and faults of others. 7, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from praising oneself and judging others. 8, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from stinginess in bestowing the Buddhist teachings and all precious things. 9, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from all anger. 10, to seek as you can in this body and life to refrain from disparaging the 3 treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. These precepts were retained by Buddhas of the past. They were transmitted by ancestor to ancestor. Now I bestow them upon you. Will you seek to keep these precepts from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
I
I
will.
will.
Will you seek to keep these precepts from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
I will.
Will you seek to keep these precepts from now to the end of your life?
Yes,
I will.
You should do your best to keep these precepts. Please bow 3 times. These 16 Buddhist precepts are the 3 devotions, the 3 pure and universal precepts, and the 10 fundamental precepts. They were retained by Buddhas of the past. They were transmitted by ancestor to ancestor. Now I bestow them upon you. Will you seek to keep these precepts from now to the end of your life?
Yes, I will.
I will.
Will you seek to keep these precepts from now to the end of your life?
Yes, I will.
I will.
Give this one a big one, guys. Will you seek to keep these precepts from now to the end of your life?
Yes, I will.
I will.
You should do your best to keep these precepts. Please bow 3 times. Our 3 bows, you know, are always for Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. We like to do things in 3s. Now I shall bestow upon you your Raksu, your certificate, your name. Let us begin with the Rakusu. Now I have a Rakusu here that represents all the Rakusu that you will receive. I will now sense it. Let me put, let's make a lot of smoke here. Eh? You see the smoke? There's some smoke there going. All right. We're going to now sense it. Notice clockwise. Anyone who heard my talk yesterday, we sense it clockwise because that's the way the universe turns. Now, please take your Raksu. Pick it up and hold it out to me. Hold it out. I hand it to you. Very good. Now remove it. If it's in a covering, please remove it and place it on your head. Very good. Yes, it's a little tricky. You'll get used to it. Very good. Now we will recite the Takesage, the verse of the Kesa, 3 times. Repeat after me. Robe of liberation boundless.
Robe
of liberation boundless.
Field beyond both form and formless.
Field
Beyond formless.
Wearing the Tathagata's teachings.
wearing
the Tathagata's teaching.
Vowing to free all sentient beings.
bound
Bowing to
All
free
sentient beings.
Robe of liberation boundless.
robe
Robe of liberation
Boundless.
Field beyond both form and formless.
Field
beyond form and formless.
Wearing the Tathagata's teachings.
wearing
Bearing the Tathagata's teachings.
Vowing to free all sentient beings.
Vowing to free all sentient beings.
You guys have to be a little more musical. Let's get a little ready. Listen to me closely. Robe of liberation boundless.
Robe of liberation boundless.
That's better. Field beyond both form and formless.
Field beyond form and formless.
Wearing the Tathagata's teaching.
Wearing the Tathagata's teachings.
Vowing to free all sentient beings.
Vowing to free all sentient beings.
You have received your Rakusu. Please place it on. Congratulations. Now I will be bestowing our 3 lineage certificates. First is our traditional certificate. You have one just like this, which I have sent. I will now sense it. We also have in our Sangha another certificate. This is the Treeleaf blood lineage chart of our women and differently abled ancestors. And last, from this year, we have a new lineage certificate for our Treeleaf ancestors, same yet diverse. Now, when you receive these, anytime you receive, it's usually we pick them up with both hands like so. I touch it to my forehead. Would you please pick up yours? Let's put them forward. Now you receive them, just touch them to your forehead. It's just a, shall we say, an Asian thing. They do that, yes? You've received this. Congratulations, everyone. Place them aside for now. Now, let me tell you about all your names. First off, we have 24 people this year. I think this is our 14th JUKAI, and 24, I think, is a very large group. And it's not a matter of the number of people, it's a matter of who each of you are. You really are beautiful people who I'm so glad that you're a member of our community. You come from so many places. We have people in Europe, of course, North America. We have people in New Zealand and Australia. I love to say this. We have 4 people from Georgia this year. Georgia people, wave. Now, one of those people is from the country of Georgia, and the other 3 are from the state of Georgia. But for some reason, Georgia has been in the news a lot lately, including in our Sangha. So here's to Georgia. And let's see. We have folks in, let me just, Spain, of course, the UK. Let me see. Stuart is right across from here in Japan. Hi, Stuart. It's also he's also up after midnight. Our folks in New Zealand and Australia, I don't know what time it is there. I think it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for sticking with us tonight. Lovely to have you. Let's see. And Latvia, yes, cannot forget that. We have one person in Latvia and one person in beautiful Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right. Now, here are the names. Let me sense them. Inshin, Indian heart. Seikai, the Western Ocean. Yokai, Hawk Sea. Bion, beautiful sound. It's for a musician, that one. Koshi, vast beard. One guess who that is. Sekiyu, red bear. Kenku, healthy sky. Kotoku, vast acquiring. Rokudo, green way. Seikan, sacred simplicity. Kaisho, ocean smile. Heito, peaceful peach. That's for one of our folks from Georgia, you know, the peach state. Give us a wave, peaceful peach. There you are. Okay. Hoshaku, Dharma Inn. That's for Stuart, who actually is inviting everyone to stay at his inn if you come to Japan. Stuart has told me we all get a discount, right, Stuart? All right. Pure light, pure light. Seiko, Rusoku, flowing breath. Myosho, subtle victory. Rumon, flowing words. Naiko, inner light. Jinkan, swiftly courageous. Tosei, east-west. Is someone who travels between east and west. That was an easy one. Soka, running poem. Stega, quiet river. Bokucho, slapping bird. Eikyo, brave bridge. But it also means bridge to England, someone who crossed to move to England, you see. Brave English bridge. And Shosho, beginner's smile. Okay. Would you please bow 3 times? Okay, now we have a little ceremony here. I'm not going to do again what I did at Kotei's. No. There's a funny story about this leaf. Oh, here it is. I have found it. There is a funny story. Kotei, you know, was ordained just a few weeks ago, and this leaf decided to hide under the incense burner. So this is a leaf from our garden here. So I had to run out in the middle of the ceremony and run to the nearest bush, and I got another leaf, and we got through this next part. And I saved this. I said, okay, this is a beautiful leaf. It's still fresh. We will use it for our JUKAI. And I almost just did it again, but it was, I have, this leaf likes to hide, but we have the leaf, and what we're going to do now is a little ceremony. This is as kind of esoteric as I usually become. This takes the power from me and the lineage and sends it to you. Now, of course, we are all across the world, and if you were here, I would touch you on the forehead with this. But I am. You see, your hands become my hands, and my hands are your hands. So this reaches all across the world. All right? Now, what I'm going to do is have a little water here. I'm going to go this way for Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And this way for all the teachers and all the world, our leaders, that they should be good, and our teachers of all kinds. Now I will touch it to my forehead 3 times. We love 3, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And now you all come forward. Come forward. And if you have your leaf, you have your leaves, touch them to mine. Very good. Now touch your own forehead 3 times. Okay, now give the power back. I need my power back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Lovely.
Thank you, real bad.
All right. We are getting near the end. In this part of the ceremony, we will ceremonially and symbolically exchange places. You will sit where I sit here, in my seat. You are going to travel wherever you are in your heart, and you will be right here. And symbolically, as I circle around you, all members of the Sangha who have previously undertaken JUKAI, all teachers, all Buddhas and ancestors are circling around you to welcome you. I'd like you to visualize yourself sitting here, close your eyes and see that you are now sitting where I am sitting, where all the Buddhas and ancestors are sitting. Picture yourself sitting in this chair where I have been sitting. Place your hands in Gasho and see me and all the Buddhas and ancestors as we now circle you 3 times, and I intone the traditional words. So I'm now going to move here. Give me a moment. Every year passes, it takes me a little more time to get up. 1 second. We have a bell on the altar, which we basically use for one purpose each year, and that is this ceremony. So I'm going to now get the bell. It came actually from Korea, when I was in Korea one time. Everyone who has previously received the JUKAI in your hearts, be following along with me as we circle our new JUKAI-es. A person who receives the Buddhist precepts enters the state of Buddha at once. They stand at the same level as Gautama Buddha. We can say they are a child of Buddha. A person who receives the Buddhist precepts enters the state of Buddha at once. They stand at the same level as Gautama Buddha. We can say they are a child of Buddha. A person who receives the Buddhist precepts enters the state of Buddha at once. They stand at the same level as Gautama Buddha. We can say they are a child of Buddha. A person who receives the Buddhist precepts enters the state of Buddha at once. They stand at the same level as Gautama Buddha. We can say they are a child of Buddha. A person who receives the Buddhist precepts enters the state of Buddha at once. They stand at the same level as Gautama Buddha. We can say they are a child of Buddha. Everyone, congratulations. That's it. The ceremony is now concluded. But before I go, I just want to leave you with one more word. Just want to say, just do your best to live gently in this world. That's all you can ask. Just do your best. Okay, now before I go, how about we all give it a yippee when I count to 3? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yippee!
All right. I'll see everyone, all of you around the Sangha. Thank you so much for being here. Here are the words we traditionally close with. The ceremony is now concluded. Now let us live this life. Then we now just go. All right. Much love to all of you guys. Have a very, very good day wherever you are. And some of us are going to bed now. Thank you, everybody.
Sweet dreams.
Thank
You, everyone. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody.
Cheers. Bye.
Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Congratulations. Bye, everyone.
Wonderful. Thanks, Sekshi.